Mugcord. Hello, everyone.
It's been a while since you saw the combination of Josh, Jane, and Wolfie.
Yeah, I could
Question mark,
recommend this
exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point.
Interrobang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we're ranking the characters from iconic werewolf in space anime GNOSIA because it was good and we all watched it and we have like opinions
Not
on
werewolves
this
in the literal animals,
do you
just
think
werewolves in like the game.
it's
It's really more like Among Us to put it in like
yeah, there is something when I think of werewolves in space, there's something that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Is there? Because there's not for me. What? Okay. Anyway,
all three of us watched GNOSIA. All three of us liked GNOSIA. Took a minute for it to win me over, but at the end, like it really genuinely did.
Yeah.
And
I've also
GNOSIA
played.
One of those shows with oh, go on.
I've also played a decent amount of the game, so I have that.
Yeah, I played like the first 3 hours years ago, and then didn't touch it again until the anime came out. So
it's okay. It's coming out on iOS and Android now.
Is it? That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it actually is.
That's awesome.
I think it's being pushed through Crunchyroll Games.
I am so glad that GNOSIA has found this weird second life as part of its anime being like pretty successful. Anyway, we're ranking the characters. Starting with
it's an ensemble cast show.
Yeah,
like crazy.
There's a lot of characters.
I mean, the show is mainly built on the characters. You know, if they were bad,
if they were bad, nobody would like it.
Bad.
Can we rewrite the tiers?
We will do that as we go along for sure. Like we could just go ahead and change C to needs more development right now, because that's like the Mugcord traditional.
Yeah, B is generally mid. A is seasoning.
No, we'll work on it. Okay,
we'll get there. D is Juno's cooking. But
by the way,
yeah.
You said by the way and then didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was gonna... By the way, Yuri is an S tier.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure.
No, Yuri is a really great protagonist for the type of narrative that this is.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, obvious thing, Yuri is not in the game because in the game the player character is just, like, you. Like, there's, you know, you pick your character's, like, gender presentation and favorite color, but then you don't ever see them in any way. It's just supposed to be
favorite color.
Yeah, no, that's like actually part of it. You have like you have to like pick a symbol, and they're one of like I think 10 colors you can pick from. Right. I know a funny thing about Rockio relating to that actually, but we'll get to that.
Should we move Rockio next to Setsu, and just do all three of them together?
I guess we could, but like. Does it matter?
It's kind of free.
The NB trio, you know.
I guess.
Yeah. No, that's as you do.
Yuri, there is an interesting thing the show does with Yuri, where unlike the next two characters on the list, Yuri doesn't explicitly call themselves non-binary. They do seem to use they/them pronouns for the most part, but there is like. That one episode where they're a girl instead in that loop, and it's like very, you know, there's some oddness with the way that Yuri's gender
pronouns during that loop.
I don't remember honestly.
Physical body.
I think
do not remember.
Shaman like goes for them.
Well, yeah, that's because Shaman is kind of a scumbag. That's his personality, but you know,
that is the thing that changes.
Xiaoming also hits on Setsu, so that's not necessarily indicative of anything.
Yeah, no, that's we'll
get to Xiaoming later.
Yeah,
much later. Fucking obvious point. Full spoilers to the entire fucking GNOSIA thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are expecting you to have seen this or at least know what it's about before watching this video, because I don't feel like recapping. If you know what
it's about. Like vaguely, and you want to watch this video, and you've maybe not seen all of it, we're still going to spoil you. The fucking universal reset and timeline hopping and like fucking Yuri a bug that doesn't exist in this universe because dual existences fucking cause and effect? Like, no, we're going through all of that.
Okay, well, I was gonna say before Josh spoiled it all, go watch the 21 episodes of GNOSIA and then come back. But you know,
nah, if you didn't do that already, your fault. But yeah, no, Yuri is bitching.
Yeah, Yuri is great. One of my favorite protagonists in recent memory, honestly.
Yeah, I think Yuri is just incredibly strong.
I like how they start out as like very nervous and not self-assured, because like in the first 2 episodes, they get duped like pretty hard by first by SQ and then I think by Gina in the second episode.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we get to see them like develop over the course of the series as a character, but also just like as a player, which is interesting.
I think the first big shift in Yuri was the first time Setsu was a GNOSIA, and Yuri had to realize that they can't even trust like the person they feel closest to.
Yeah. No, it's to be honest, I didn't know ahead of time that, like, you know, Yuri wasn't from the game or anything, but I wouldn't have been able to tell because they are such a natural inclusion in every sense of the word that like it's bizarre to imagine a version of the narrative.
They play the role of you from Love Live, but
what a comparison! You're not wrong. Like the thing that
right.
It is to the point where because recently some friends of mine started playing through the game and I have been tuning in occasionally. It's to the point where when I see somebody play the game I like miss Yuri. I'm like, where is the creature? Where are they?
I think my biggest thing with Yuri is that I really wish, like, I know there's only so much to explore, but I really wish we got to see Yuri as the GNOSIA more
often. That's fair.
Really got it once, I think.
I do think, honestly, like, the show is fine with 21 episodes. Like, the fact that it only has that few is, like, not a fault. But if they had wanted to do, like a year-long run of this, they could have. Yeah. Like, pretty easily.
Like, the Among Us thing really didn't get, like, draining like I thought it was going to. Like, I thought the same
No, I actually, like...
But it was really good throughout.
Yeah, like, I like the meta plot, too. But I actually found myself being more interested in the episodes that were, like, more or less self-contained. That's an opinion thing, obviously. But anyway, yeah, Yuri is obviously S tier. And in fact, I think we have maybe figured out who the floor killer is.
Oh, okay. That's the entire reason Shane didn't want to rename the tiers right away.
Yeah, I was setting up for a extremely marginally funny joke several minutes into the video.
Also, by the way, before we move on to Setsu, Yuri is played by Chika Anzai, whom voices a lot of different characters, and is fucking incredible pretty much in everything. But especially, you know, as Yuri, Chika Anzai is not their name. Chika Anzai, she, her. Chika Anzai fucking kills it.
Playing the non-binary character so hard that the lack of gender leaches into you.
Yeah.
No, Chika Anzai does like a really good job, and Yuri the character has a lot of just like really good line reads that I just, you know, have in the back of my head. It's like, I like when, you know.
Yeah. On the topic of floor killer, because it's the name of one of the ending songs in the anime. If you are watching this video and you haven't watched the anime and you're still here, just go listen to Baka no Kawa, the opening song.
The opening song is incredible. I did not know until like the last week or two of the show airing that one of the Hololive girls sings that.
Yes, it's Kobo Kanaeru.
Yeah, I don't really know her, but I was like, huh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good song. Also, they do the thing. The show does the thing where they use the opening as like an insert song during a pivotal moment in like the final arc, which I always love. Anyway,
I do like Who Percent as well, the ending song, but there's better Link to Zid out there. I just it's a good song though. I do like it.
Setsu, our second character on the list.
I think Setsu is also really, really strong. I will say, I think Setsu plays a very important supporting role. That means they don't get as much of a forward role as a lot of the other characters.
Yeah, there's a interesting thing going on with Setsu where like they're a very solid character. They're kind of like, because in the game, right? Setsu was kind of the foil to you, like the person playing. And that translates in the show to being like a direct supporting character for Yuri, which means that they like they're still very like well written, but they are a little bit less interesting, I think, than some of the louder personalities in the cast.
Yeah,
I would say I agree.
They're one of the only characters that doesn't really get a episode focus, like a dedicated episode focus on.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting actually, because like the Setsu stuff is sort of sprinkled throughout the show, which means that in aggregate there's actually more of it than there is for some of these characters. Like they definitely get more focused than, you know, like Jonas or something.
Yeah.
But you don't get like the concentrated Setsu very often. So I don't know. I think they're still like A probably. But
I think like because Setsu as a character is mostly a mentor for like a good amount of the show actually.
Mm-hmm.
And as Setsu stops being the narrative role of a mentor and instead narrative role of a character, kind of a love interest.
Yeah, actually,
that's when like Setsu becomes more defined, enjoyable.
Yeah,
it's also a fair amount later into the show.
I will say
the second half of the show, Setsu does not get much screen time at all until the final few episodes.
Like arc, yeah.
There
is something interesting to be said about GNOSIA, as like I don't think this is the first anime to ever have like NB for NB romance. But it's definitely got to be one of only a
What is
few.
the genre of NB x NB? We have Yuri and
yeah. We don't have a name for that one yet. We're not advanced enough.
Someone needs to come up with this for the shipping tags.
But I don't know, like A.
I'd say A. I think as a mentor character, Setsu's just a really strong one.
Yeah.
I think A is fine as well.
Rockyo!
My Tumblr post on after the final episode of GNOSIA reads, Rockyo isn't just a cunt. Rockyo is the cunt.
I believe that. So you guys came to me like fairly like halfway-ish through the GNOSIA premiering and asked me who my favorite character was because you both like Rockyo. And I think at that point, Rockyo is definitely like not top 5 for me. But as the series continued and we got to like the final arc in the future episodes, Rockyo has definitely grown. I think just having that Yuri or Setsu was gone, so Yuri had to have someone to like rely and bounce ideas off of, and Rockyo is that person.
Yeah.
I
like tutorial Rockyo more than I like tutorial Setsu, by the way. Because tutorial Rockyo is still like a cunt.
They're such an ass. It's so funny.
The issue with tutorial Rockyo is that Rockyo would consistently get frozen immediately, like every episode. So Rockyo got no development early on, besides just being an asshole.
It's so like the thing is, like I was immediately into, because I don't normally love this kind of character, and maybe me saying what I'm about to say says something bad about me, but I think just the making them non-binary and making them like comment on how easily swayed people with a gender are just makes it so funny. Just pushes it into like what are you even talking about kind of territory.
The same episode, by the way, where Yuri tells Rockyo, this is like a super early loop, like, oh yeah, I'm like looking, I know it's bullshit or whatever, but I know these things. And we don't expect Rockyo to believe it, because Rockyo has been nothing but a cunt this entire time. Until Rockyo answers his thoughts, like, yeah, okay, that makes complete sense. No, I believe it fully.
I still don't trust you, though.
No, it's great.
They're so funny. Like,
that's my opinion of you.
They are also, if I can be slightly vulnerable for a second, extremely pretty, and I do like that about them.
Yes.
No, that's okay.
Your comment on like Rakio's like view on gender and being swayed and everything
it's
is
so funny.
more funny to me because it's just my view on gender where it's like why do we bother with this? We're wasting time with this kind of stuff.
No, that's the Rakio point
I
of view.
really like that Rakio's entire thing is like I don't have a gender because it takes up too much time that I could be dedicated doing something else.
To science. It's so fucking it's so good. I actually, something funny about the game is that the only setup, like when you're starting the loop and you're picking your character's gender and color and all that, the only setup that will get Rakio to not just hate your guts off the bat is if you are also a non-binary character with blue as your favorite color, which I think is extremely funny.
I didn't know that rule.
Yeah.
Rakio, you're my goat. One of one.
Yeah. But I mean, Yuri's blue.
Yuri's like a different shade of blue, though. That's enough reason.
Yuri is a bunch of colors.
Yeah. Yuri's design kind of reminds me of the bisexual flag, which I guess tracks.
Until you go below the cape and it's fucking green.
Look,
I really love the animation style Demerica went for with the show. It's like it's so colorful and like what's watercolory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really like how it mixes.
It's very visually vivid. There's just like a lot of colors and also the directing, like a lot of interesting camera choices. Also a lot of really horny camera choices, but that's a different topic. Which is kind of weird because the game's not like that at all. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I know the director of GNOSIA, I think, worked on Touken Ranbu before, which is the horny sword guy anime.
No, I'm not familiar.
They probably just worked off that.
Maybe
Ranbu is like the female version of your favorite gacha game anime.
Or like, that! No, okay, actually I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, a cute little SQ.
A cute little SQ. Okay, so before we get into talking about SQ, I did want to bring up, I know you like already added the characters and stuff, but do we want to have a separation of SQ and Kakrushka from Manon?
I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Do we know what Manon looks like? We do.
Yeah,
we see her in flashback once.
It's the one where she's like killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you just put, I don't know, SQ with GNOSIA face as
Manon.
Because she takes over Kakrushka's body sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I can. Let me. I'm gonna. If you're watching the video, you're about to see a black screen for a second. That's intentional. Give me a second.
Yeah, because like notably, Manon being on screen is different from when SQ is on screen.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching a different character.
Yeah. It like takes a while for that to be obvious, but
yeah, it's not one from Anime Planet that we see all the time. The fucking we just use the GNOSIA wiki one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the spoiler warning. Gallery. I mean, I guess maybe that one would work, or actually, probably we want this.
We could just do this one.
Yeah, this works. We could just crop this.
Yeah, our tier list is no longer like aesthetically perfect, but
but Manon actually kind of is an important character, even if she's not in many of the episodes.
Yeah,
theoretically, she's there for like a third of them because Setsu reveals that any time SQ is a GNOSIA, it's Manon.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't actually happen that often in the anime.
I feel like
I want to say she's the GNOSIA in
more often. Well, it's also when Kakrushka's GNOSIA. So if either
that's true, actually. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is not visually pleasing, but like whatever. We'll just do these two together. Okay, let me remember to turn the fucking stream back on. I just didn't want to have to
you
like.
Want to F11 your tab?
S11, pardon me?
It's an F11, like full screen your tab.
Oh, I mean, that could, but like, who cares?
Fair.
So now that we've made this distinction, SQ herself is like a really interesting character.
I've made it.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
No, you go first.
Okay, I think I've made it pretty apparent that SQ is my favorite character in the show.
It's a good choice.
She just hits all my like character tropes and like design schemes that I really like a lot. So it is a lot of personal bias, but I also just think her relationship with Yuri especially is one of the like best in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think SQ works really well as a like guiding presence during a lot of the series, but also comic relief and like general. Her backstory especially is like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, no, the episode where we learn because the thing with SQ is
what
that
SQ means.
Yeah, is that she is a clone created by Manon, who
she has a fuck ton of clones and she body jumps to them.
Yeah,
because she wants to be young and sexy.
And SQ is like her serial number,
like,
essentially.
5'11", right?
Something like
Which
that.
I also really appreciate it being like a in lore reason as to why SQ it's like designed with so much sex appeal.
Yeah,
it's Manon building a doll that has sex appeal because she wants to be sexy.
I suppose that's a fair point. I admittedly, I mean, she is
like,
hot.
I don't like need
sure we
explanation for why someone got designed the way they do, but it is interesting that we get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being,
obviously, you don't need to sit and say like, "Oh, it's biased. It's making me like a character." Yeah. Wow, everything is biased.
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
Congrats, it came with being a person.
Well, it's like when you start a show and it's like, this one's gonna be my favorite because of the character design, and then it actually is your favorite, and you're like, I don't know if this is just because of my initial intake or because of how the character has grown throughout the show.
Yeah, you always feel a little.
To be fair, it's a good as fuck feeling to pick a character out from design, and then they also end up your favorite anyway. Like, it feels like you were correct, you know?
I guess the question is just, are we putting SQ in A or S?
I mean, I think half her name.
I think we can get Wolfie S.
I mean, I like her too. Yeah,
I mean, my personal.
Like, you guys can give me a thought on SQ. I kind of talked the whole time.
No, that's
SQ.
fine.
I don't adore her, but I think like some of the characters, like the Shazamans for recurring character Shocker, some of them are like fairly important in every loop. Others not as much. SQ is like a good middle ground, and I think SQ the character is like a consistently likable presence.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I'll jump ahead. I'll slight fucking Shippy. I don't care about that guy. If I see him in the loop, it's like whatever. But it's like SQ is here. Nice. Has a lot of good dialogue, has a lot of good scenes with
Yeah. There is the bit in, I think it's the second to last episode, where SQ like actually just like cries her eyes out because Yuri is like leaving. And I made a comment where I was like, Yuri is a stronger person than I am because I would not be able to survive that.
No, it happens during SQ's actual episode too, where it's like, I thought you said you weren't gonna leave me, and then like time jump.
She's like a very like needy person, but not in a bad way. It's interesting. I like the character a lot.
Yeah. Also, in like the last episode, she says something mean towards Rakio that was like funny as fuck. Yeah, I don't even remember what.
It was Manon, and it was her calling Rakio a bougie.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. Okay, Manon gets pushed for that.
Him like a slur, and I was like, oh okay.
Yeah. No.
Manon. Kind of the odd one out for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
Manon is kind of the closest thing the show has to like I mean, I guess there's the
An
Gnos
antagonist.
Collective, but that's not really a character.
Yeah.
But like an antagonist, yeah. Because sometimes she shows up in SQ's body, sometimes she shows up in Kukushka's body.
Yeah.
And
Specifically,
she is
Kakrushka's body is the dangerous one.
yeah. And she is quite a menace. We don't know a ton about Manon, but we know that she was very wealthy and that she mostly used this to torture people for fun. So that's cool. You know,
I do think as an antagonist, she's interesting because, like,
yeah,
obviously there's no lasting impact from her what she does because we time loop to another loop where it didn't
yeah.
happen.
It's interesting. It's interesting that she's not really a main character, despite being important. It's not something a lot of shows could pull off.
She kind of helps with developing other characters' lore more than having lore of her own. Which is certainly a role to have in a show. Like, you don't have to be a main character to have like an effect on a main character.
No, that's fair.
I do think it's always you're kind of in for a interesting time whenever she is in a loop and infected with GNOSIA.
She is. What I will say,
50 of like Manon is always the GNOSIA, and non-GNOSIA SQ is always SQ. That's cool. That's one of the things that you get to do if you're playing with like things changing between timelines.
Yeah.
It's
accidentally turned my heater on. Sorry about that.
Like, there's something so entertaining about it not being explained beforehand and watching Kakrushka go on a fucking murder spree.
That is like one of the best episodes of the show. So she does get points for being responsible for that. But I still, I would still say she's more of like a B than anything.
Manon herself maybe needs more development or B tier, but I think she plays her role well enough to be B tier.
Yeah. Gina.
Pretty much the same.
Gina is an odd one to me because she has a couple really good episodes early on and then kind of isn't important for most of the rest of the show. I like her,
the episode where
but
she's GNOSIA and then tries to fix the ship to like make up for the fact that she is GNOSIA. She's the one character who feels bad about being the GNOSIA. Like, I think Comet kind of does as well.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of that throughout the show, and there's more of it in the game. But Gina is the one where they were like, we're going to do like a whole episode about this. And I think she kind of ends up with a similar thing to Kanon, where it's like, she's important as a supporting presence in spots, but mostly it's just that one episode where she's like really focused
she is
on.
Very funny sometimes.
Yes.
There's that clip at like the second to last episode or something where she just like cussed someone out at random, and I was like, oh, okay. Shout out Gina.
The way I would generally put it is there are some characters for whom, even if they're not the focus, they're still the show stealer and perhaps even the floor killer.
I think
Gina isn't in focus. Gina's pretty dull.
I think besides Yuri, it's either Gina or Stella who is in the most episodes of the show, because I feel like I see them so often.
Maybe
that's probably fair.
Gina's constantly there, and kind of because Gina's thing is that she'll constantly get like frozen first. She's like the death fodder.
Yeah, no, she's the go-to when you don't know who to
frozen.
kill.
Yeah,
just the boring one. Not I think he's boring. But
I feel like she's like another B tier character, probably.
Yeah,
like,
I think Gina has good moments, but like probably nothing to like catch up to.
I feel like the thing I said is most accurate, where when she's in focus, she's great, but she's not in focus that much, and when she's not in focus, she's a bit dull.
So,
Chippy.
If I can, my thoughts on Chippy is this might be the definition of needs more development here, because Chippy is such a funny character. Because like you meet Chippy, it's like, hey, so what's your thing? It's like, oh, I just want to be a cat.
I'm gonna become a cat. I'm
genetically modifying myself into a cat.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay.
It's like, you know, full credit to GNOSIA, I can't think of much media that has a canon Therian character. I think he's a more interesting idea than a character, if you get what I mean. Right?
Yes, he doesn't really do anything for most of the
yeah.
show. He has a funny idea, and then it's not built on at all. Except
Like,
for that one time when he becomes a cat.
There's some stuff like the occasional things like, oh, he like works for like a freighting group or something.
Yeah,
like there's the occasional thing, but yeah.
Since we talked about or since Wolfie just brought up him becoming a cat, where are they now? Or whatever.
No, we'll get
does
to
a lot for
every
character.
I want to comment on.
Rockies in particular, where it's they did a fucking revolution and now a nude statue of them is worshipped. So that's my fucking goat.
It's so funny. Those are, I believe, taken directly from the normal ending of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. They're all very good. And Chippy's, isn't Chippy's like Comet becomes
Chippy becomes a cat.
Like Comet's like
an adventurer.
That's it. I was gonna say pirate. It's not pirate. She becomes an adventurer, and Chippy becomes her cat, and it's okay, cool.
It's cool. So I think Chippy's one of the 3 characters that didn't really get a focus episode. And I'll mention the other 2 when we get to them.
He's kind of the king. It needs more development, I think.
Yeah.
Stella.
I think my one other quick thing on Chippy is I think he does kind of suffer from a thing of when you're trying to make an ensemble cast of wacky individuals. I guess Chippy feels very much like a result of just trying to come up with something that is kind of silly.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's necessary.
I will say,
I think I like her more. But
I don't even know if it's necessarily supposed to be silly per se. I mean, there's that's a little bit of it, but again, it's something where the concept is more developed than the actual character. I feel like
Chippy is not a silly character. Chippy is one of the most grounded characters.
No, so the character concept.
Yeah, the character concept.
Yeah.
It's interesting that this Chippy of all characters is the one that's really played down.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You think there'd be something? I really wish Chippy had more cat-like tendencies. I think, if Chippy just fell asleep all the time, or just ignored people at random.
It's mostly just the cat hisses whenever he's the GNOSIA, really.
As you do.
I also agree with needs more development, by the way, if that wasn't clear.
Stella. I want to correct myself from earlier. Stella is in the most episodes, tied with Yuri, because she is the ship's AI.
That feels like cheating. Yeah. I did think about putting Levi on here as a separate character, but that felt too much.
Yeah, I don't know if I could really rate Levi anyway. Levi's pretty cool.
The only thing...
Levi Stella says, who is the GNOSIA?
Yeah.
Very,
well, okay, the only thing that Levi does on her own is that bit with the...
We look under the pool table and she gets embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that she does that's notable. That's not something Stella does. Anyway,
thoughts of the AI blushing.
Yeah, Stella, the semi-autonomous drone person from Levi. I like Stella. I don't know if she's necessarily the most compelling character in the series.
Stella getting introduced as having a crush on Yuri was interesting, first of all, and then
it doesn't really play into the show ever again.
Yeah.
No, that seemed to have really only been true for that one loop, and I mean, don't they mention something Yuri in that
Yuri
timeline rescued her or something?
Yeah.
So it makes an amount of sense, but it is a little.
I do think
strange.
She got better from there, for what it's worth. Because she is a very calming presence on the ship. She tries to keep things mostly under control, as she is the ship's AI, and tries to make sure everything's running smoothly. So her role is very technical, all things considered. She isn't ever a front presence, except for that one episode where Shigemichi is trying to get in her pants. But
I forgot about that episode. That was probably my least favorite episode of the show. It's not the worst thing ever, but yeah. I don't really have I want to like Stella more than I do because I like her design and I think the concept of the character is interesting. But it's another
having
one
like
where
a very kind character in the cast is at least
yeah,
a needed presence because you
yeah.
have Gina, who is a kinder character, but it's definitely not the nurturing type.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stella is. Or finish your thing, Wolfie. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like I think Stella is a necessary character in the cast. I just don't know that makes her a strong character in the cast.
Fair.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think Stella is kind of another Gina like in terms of when they have the focus, they are good, but when they don't, they're somewhat forgettable. You know.
Yeah, and the difference is that she doesn't get as much focus as Gina does.
Yeah, but I like her design more, so balances
yeah,
out.
I like Gina, so.
No, I mean,
she's
you know.
simple.
I guess the question is just like, are we thinking B or needs more development?
I think I'd say needs more development, but above Chippy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right.
Tiers aren't necessarily ordered, but you know.
Yeah.
Comet.
Comet has a really good episode, and I think it was the episode that really got the show some traction because it was like the highest rated episode on IMDb of the week of any anime.
Which episode was that?
What?
It was. I think it was the episode where Yuri and Comet were the Gnosia, and then Comet like spills her heart out to Yuri about how she doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'd like that episode.
It is a very good episode.
Other than that, my main opinion on Comet is that she's hot, but like that's not a brave opinion. So
there's that. There's that episode.
Say your thing, Wolfie.
No, there's that episode where Comet's like slime goes out of control.
Yeah, that was
just having like a layer of slime on her body's weird, but okay.
It's a cool detail. I don't.
Yeah. I think they just don't explore it very much outside of that one specific episode.
I feel like a lot of sci-fi things are kind of boring with just having a bunch of humans everywhere, and I don't actually think that's even.
I think the GNOSIA cast is really good for having a bunch of aliens.
Yeah, well, because what I was gonna say is the slime is like cool. That is like a that's a good sci-fi comic.
I don't think it's meant to be like a huge impact on the series. It's just like here's like a weird detail to make the world feel bigger. Yeah. Which I think
is born and then eaten alive, and whoever absorbs the slime gets to live.
Yeah. Seems rough on Comet's home planet. I will say that.
Yeah. I think Comet, unfortunately, has a really good episode early on, and then feels almost useless the rest of the show. Comet doesn't do much outside of that one episode, and then she's just there to lie badly and get frozen.
Yep.
Because Comet cannot lie for shit and constantly gets caught in a lie. And it's played to her advantage in that one episode because Yuri catches on to that and is like, hey, can you lie so that everyone knows you're lying? But otherwise, it don't really get much out of her.
Like, she's fun. I want to resist putting a third character in a row and needs more development because I don't think there's much more you could do with Comet without making her just a different character.
It's B or A, so it's just, you know.
I think B is fine.
Yeah, B's fine.
Yeah.
B is.
Shigemichi, the Jagu of the group.
Yeah, Shigemichi is I understand having a comic relief character in your anime. I don't mind comic relief characters. I just don't like this one.
Really? I like Shigemichi just fine. Okay. There's one thing aside. The episode where he tries to woo Stella is not very good. But other than that, I think he's a perfectly good like comic relief character. I think it's funny that he's a gamer, like a retro gamer.
Yeah. The thing I think Shigemichi's entire role in the show is in a meeting he will yell something out, get fire towards that person, probably have it turned back against him, and be like, "What the hell, man? I didn't. What the hell? I didn't do that." And then he doesn't do much else.
Is definitely he's the worst liar than Comet, to be honest. Or even when he's telling the truth, he's so shit at it. But
Shigemichi doesn't have a focus episode.
No.
That you can kind of call a focus episode is the worst episode of the show. And otherwise, we
Here's
don't
the
really see
thing.
him do anything.
Here's the thing, though. Okay. Sometimes like there's like 1 or 2 points where somebody asks him why he looks like that, and he gets all defensive, and I think that's very funny.
I don't know. During episode 18 when they were going through the endings and it was like Shiimichi was never heard from again. I was like, oh, thank God.
I forgot about that. They do the fucking Shikamichi died on the way back to his home planet type thing. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have called him the Shaka with the group. I feel bad now. Anyway.
I think Shigemichi's...
I think he's funny. I don't know.
His jokes are misses more than they're hits, but I do like that there is just, like, a funny little green man
he's
in
gray.
the cast. Yeah, but, you know, he's an LGM.
I just think a lot of the rest of the cast, as well written as most of them are, and as much of the like role they play as playing their part in the game, I just don't think Shigemichi has an important role.
This is fair. I feel like Shigemichi is maybe the character that gets most screwed over by the transition from game to anime, because in the game his main thing is that like you can throw him under the bus really easily, which is a terrible thing to say, but
to be fair,
true.
Like that kind of happens in the anime sometimes.
It does, but like what I'm saying is that in the game he serves like a useful gameplay function. So that's not really true in the show. I
don't think the D tier is called D, but Shigemichi is in the D tier in my mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Shigemichi belongs in the bottom tier, but I do think he, in the current situation, he's in the bottom tier.
That's alright. That's alright.
What is this tier called, though?
Cold Sleep.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're just completely right, Jane. I don't know why I didn't even fucking
do we have tier names for A and B?
Nah.
Or are we waiting on those still?
Okay. They can just be A and B. It's fine. Jonas. I think Jonas's most interesting trait is that he is voiced by Kenjiro.
I might agree.
Does GNOSIA have a dub?
It does. I don't know who voices him in the dub. The dub, actually, to give one more thing to Shigemichi, I'm not changing his position because I've accepted that I'm outvoted as the lone Shigemichi appreciator. I think that the clip where he says talk about aura farming is legitimately really funny. That's good writing. That's a good dub script. He would say that.
Jason Douglas. I was like, if Jonas is voiced by like Matt Mercer or something, that'd be really funny.
Matt Mercer's too busy being Askew the Chameleon.
Do not know who he's voiced by. If somebody wants to look it up, you can, because I actually have to run to the bathroom real quick.
Jason Douglas.
So, you two have the floor. Killer.
Who is Jason Douglas?
You right back?
Yeah, let's find out.
Jason Douglas. He voices Kishibae and Chainsaw Man. Is Jason Douglas just the English equivalent to Genjiro?
Maybe.
He voices Thor's and Vinland Saga, Beerus and Dragon Ball.
Oh, he's Beerus! Oh, bitchin'! Yeah, no, fucking love this guy. Yeah, no, yeah. Fuck yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I'm so on board now. Fuck yeah. No, he's a really good guy to voice Jonas, actually. Yeah, fuck.
A perfect role. Perfect answer.
Sorry, yeah, I know you've never had me be excited about a dub voice actor before, but, no, Beerus' dub voice is, like...
You really sold it on me. I believe you.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Who else is in this? Jenny Yokobori voices SQ. Huge.
All the non-binary characters are voiced by somebody non-binary, I'm pretty sure, which means the show has, like, just a lot of non-binary.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Non-binary. Morgan Berry, non-binary.
Yeah.
Angela is non-binary, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Shigemichi's ambulance image?
I have, probably, but I don't remember.
Alright, I'm back.
Jonas makes all the characters actually really pretty.
Jonas is voiced by Jason Douglas, who voices Beerus in Dragon Ball.
Did you not actually talk about Jonas at all? You just talked about his dub voice actor.
We didn't want to leave you
Yeah,
out.
no, we don't. Yeah, no.
No, I was content letting you guys do that. I don't really have anything to say about Jonas.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well,
really excited about him being voiced by Beerus in the dub, because Beerus is a really fucking great voice. I think Jonas is fun, and I think he's one of the few characters who we never really get on the side of all that well.
yeah.
Which is interesting, because it means we need to take advantage of his bravado.
Yeah, even at the very
of,
end,
you know.
Yuri is like, Jonas, can we please go to this planet so I can save the world? And he's like, I don't know. What do I gain out of it? And he's like, a good story. And he's like, all right, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
I think that is fun.
Jonas is very devoted to his craft and his ship, and I appreciate it.
He's also
goes down with the ship.
He's also like maybe crazy. We
He might be actually insane.
Like genuinely.
A maybe.
Yeah.
He is the only character throughout the entire show that gets given the role of like the fake GNOSIA.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
That after that.
The whole AC follower thing is like a big element in the game, and they just kind of write it out of the show because it's sort of narratively awkward. Other than that one time.
Yeah. They did it well though. I really like how Yuri plays that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair
a really
enough.
Good game. It's one of the few games that takes up like the whole runtime of the episode dedicated solely to it, I think.
And we tossed Shigemitsu under the bus.
Yeah, true. GNOSIA having like constant 25 to 27-minute runtime episodes really helped, to be fair, because they were allowed to explore just a little bit more every time.
No, that's fair. That's fair. For all that, I feel like I want to put Jonas in B?
I'd put Jonas in B, yeah.
B seems perfectly fine.
Kakrushka.
I love Kakrushka.
I love Kakrushka. She's really, really good. She does obviously she's mute, right? So she doesn't get the same way to develop as the others by like spilling her backstory. But
there is a very funny and kind of interesting thing in both the game and the anime with Kakrushka where she will seemingly somehow convey things with gestures that it doesn't really seem like anyone would be able to convey that way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they'll just be like, "Oh, Kakrushka is telling us that she thinks Otome is the GNOSIA," and you look at what she's doing, and she's just like holding up her hand and making like a little crook with her finger or something, and it's like, how did you get that out of that?
Everyone, it's like everyone has to take a class on American Sign Language, but it's just Kakrushka's way of talking.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
At the start of the trip, you were forced to learn Kakrushka's like way of speaking.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, full credit to the show. They don't like baby her or anything.
Yeah.
It is just a fact about the character that she is like that.
I think the Guardian Angel episode where Kakrushka is Yuri's guardian is still one of my favorite episodes of the series. I think it's a really good, like, it's the first time we get to see Yuri super focused on keeping someone alive rather than staying alive or winning the game. Like, it's specifically, I want this one person to live as long as possible. So I think that's neat. And then it's a lot of mind games of like, if I say that I got healed, they'll know Kakrushka's their guardian angel, so I can't say that.
Yeah.
Everything falls apart.
Yeah.
But
the one thing that I think kind of works against Kakrushka is that well, there's two things actually. One is that she's another character who, when she's not the focus of the episode, there's not really a ton of focus on her. She's just kind of there.
Yeah.
And the other is that some of the more memorable Kakrushka stuff is actually Manon, so it gets to the question of, like, how much does that count? We actually know very little about, like, the real Kakrushka. Assuming there even is one, because it's possible that all of the Kakrushka loops we see are Manon, but although it would be kind of weird for her to be doing some of the stuff that she does, so I don't think that's the case.
Was trying to put his wife's mind inside
something like that. Yeah, this is another reason I don't really like Jonas. He seems like a real weirdo.
I love a silly guy.
Silly
weird
guy,
little
if that is
man.
how
A
we're
weird
describing
little man.
that. Okay. Anyway, I think Kukrushka is an A.
I'm okay with that. I think
Yeah, I'll
Kakrushka is a
take that
good
as well.
presence.
Yeah.
I kind of do wish more of the mysteries around her character had kind of more explicit things about it. As in, what is Kukrushka when she isn't Manon, but I still like
Do you
it.
mean that you wish they had more answers, or that they were stated to be mysteries more explicitly?
Either or, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough, I guess. I don't know. I feel like the show does a pretty good job of outlining that stuff as is, but fair enough.
Yeah. Otome.
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 If it was a
Otome
good
is the
morning,
other-
I'd be fishing.
Otome is the other shippy-ass character of, okay, here's like a really crazy concept.
Yeah.
I would say
talking dolphin.
I would say Otome is a much better exploration of her concept
absolutely.
than Chippy,
Yeah.
and this is from someone who likes Chippy more, or not Chippy. No, I was gonna say Shigemichi. Never mind. They're all mixed up right now.
Shigemichi is also a wacky concept, to be fair.
The two most important things about Otome is, one, she's the entire reason Yuri doesn't give up on Setsu at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because Otome's like, I felt Setsu. And then
it's a tugging
fucking
sensation
walks
in my
off,
lip.
and I'm like, okay, have a great day, Otome. Second thing is that she's voiced by Kanahana in one of the funniest roles Kanahana has.
Yeah, no, I think
so-
Otome is just kind of awesome. Like,
yeah.
again, a character that doesn't get like a ton of development beyond her initial concept, but like I'm always happy to see Otome on screen because she's funny.
I feel like Otome is the one I see least on screen throughout the show.
That's probably. I mean, it's probably either her or Remnen, right?
Yeah. I mean, Remnant's always hiding, but I feel like Otome is just not in the game.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I also think there's the interesting and this is the thing that the show leaves fully up in the air. There's like an interesting tension between she has like affection for and wants to return to the scientists who like elevated her in the first place. Whereas Xia Ming, who was very opinionated about these kinds of things, is like, they're taking advantage of you and you should hate them. And we don't really get a clean answer as to who was in the right there. You're kind of just left to draw your own conclusions,
I do really
which I like.
that Xia Ming and Otome have this like dynamic between them, because Otome doesn't really get a dynamic with anyone else besides Yuri a little bit. So it's nice to have that someone who sort of explores her plots a little bit. But Xia Ming also needed that character that he was able to like converse with without flirting with them the whole time.
Yeah,
so...
really important. But yeah, I think Otome, not to overload it, but I think Otome is like another B, maybe an A.
Yeah,
what are we thinking?
I'd say B because Otome doesn't actually do anything in the game. But like as a character, I think Otome is silly, and I like that she's there.
I'll admit, I wasn't ever really that into her at many points in the show.
All right, we can do.
I don't even have like a thing that I can state against her either. I was just like,
She doesn't get much presence. I just like when she is there.
Also, I prefer when Kanahana-sama does a lower register.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but that's not really reflective on the character. That's just like, no, that is not a. I'm sorry, Josh, that is not a reason. The voice actor doing stuff as requested of the role is not a reason to dislike the character. That's wild.
This is the second non-anthropomorphic sea animal that Kanahana has voiced.
That's funny. What was the first one?
The Little Shark and Little Shark's Day Out.
Not familiar, but fair enough.
Lock-in.
Remnen, I don't like Remnen at all.
Remnen,
I feel like Remnen exists mostly to cower in fear and to make Manon seem like more evil, which he does do that effectively. Because, this lady used to own me like a pet and abuse me. It's not great.
It does give Monon so lore. It doesn't give Remnon much lore.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like that's really his only function in the narrative, and I dislike his design. I don't like the way that he talks. I don't like anything about him.
I pretty much agree.
I
do like.
I don't
in
hate
the
Remnon,
AC
but
follower arc,
used.
Remnon does a good job at his role, but also that could have been literally any other character,
anybody,
and it would have been just as effective.
Yeah, or I mean, again, in the episode where Manon is possessing Kakrushka, he is the one who like wakes Yuri up, and like he does a good job in that role, but I feel like that kind of could have been anybody, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think
something. This is extraneous to the show, and I'm trying not to let this influence my opinion of the character too much, even though it clearly has. Something that is baffling to me is that one of the most popular GNOSIA ships is Rockio Remnon. Do either of you like? There's one event in the game where they interact that I know of, and that's the only thing I can think of.
Talking like a single time. But Rockio doesn't seem like the type that would like Remnon.
That and just...
It's kind of hard to perceive of Rockio like anyone, honestly. Not even in like an ace way, just in like a narcissistic way.
I don't know. I feel like Rockio could maybe like somebody who's sufficiently similar to themselves, but
yeah,
that would...
Okay, the problem is nobody in the show is like Rockio, so it's hard to conceive.
Yeah, like I think you can maybe contrive like a Rockio Yuri ship if you really put the glasses on tight, but Rockio Remnon, I just don't see it. But anyway,
now that we're on Remnon,
Rockio is the best Rockio.
True. Now that we're on Remnon, I do want to expand on the point I made earlier about us only having one episode where Yuri is the GNOSIA. And it's that I really wish Yuri was the GNOSIA more often, not just so that we could have more episodes from that point of view, but so that we could explore more characters while they are GNOSIA. Because you don't like their personalities shift so much when they are infected by the GNOSIA, and you only get to see two characters besides Yuri as the GNOSIA talking to Yuri. Like there's other scenes where Yuri is talking to a GNOSIA, but they don't reveal that they are the GNOSIA until the end.
You do run up against the limitations of only having 21 episodes to some extent. Yeah.
So like I think Remnon, for example, would be a really interesting character to see with his inhibitions like completely taken away, being a GNOSIA.
Yeah, like I just don't know what that looks like, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like part of it is just the show doing him dirty, like the transition from game to anime, but also I just don't like the character.
Just a second. I'll be right back. You guys talk about
okay.
Whoever you want.
But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're putting Remnon down here. Remnon is going to cold sleep.
I agree.
How you doing, Josh?
Sorry, Remnon. What was that, sorry?
I said, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
That's good.
I'm having fun doing our little tier
list. No, this was a good... I feel like this was a good video concept. We're about to hit the hour mark. I feel like that's a substantial... tier maker video. I had more to say about some of these than I thought, and less than I thought about others, to be fair, but
I'm kind of wondering if we shouldn't move like Comet or something up to A tier, even just so it's less like mid heavy.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to give the impression that, it's an ensemble cast and they're all great, but only like half of them are actually good.
I mean, I like all of the characters from Needs More Development and above. It's just, like, some of them I would have liked to have seen more focus episodes. I mean, the only character that actually, just being honest, the only character that I really don't like is Remnon. Like, that's it. I mean, like, even Sha Ming, who we're about to get to, like, I can talk shit about Sha Ming, but I do think he's a good character, right? Like, he serves an important narrative purpose. For the most part, the complaints that we have about these characters are just like, I wish we had gotten more episodes to see them, which is, when you think about it, not really a complaint about the character.
The showtime,
Yeah, it's like...
play the game if you want to see more of them.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Which is true. I mean, it's like it's a multimedia franchise, so
Yeah.
you know. Also, the game's
Also,
like $20, I think. Not even on Steam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it goes on
It'll
sale
probably
too,
be
so.
even cheaper on Android and iOS. Coming
Probably.
soon.
Yeah.
Also, before we even like get to spamming, I just want to say a thing I like about GNOSIA is that like, and to be fair, this is a thing that visual novels are generally pretty good at anyway, but it does a good job of having an ensemble cast where everybody still manages to feel individually significant for the most part, with some exceptions.
Yeah.
Their role in the wider narrative or moment to moment episodes will always be enough of a thing to where like they remain interesting even if you basically take them out of the setting, you know? Um like Rakio, when it comes to all the looping shit near the end of the show as their like mentor, that's good fun. Jonas isn't just a guy on the ship, he's the captain of the ship, like Shaman has a very distinct personality, as we'll get to. Yuriko will get to the stuff with her and the fucking I don't even remember what
Yeah,
that.
we'll get to Yuriko
Yeah.
once you get to Yuriko. I think the thing about GNOSIA is everyone, for being a cast of like a bunch of different races and planet dwellers and such, they all feel oddly human in their own way. Like
I mean,
they
most of them.
none of them are absurd in the like magic powerful way, you know? They're just kind of people.
I mean, yeah, I would cite that as a strength of the series, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's a.
No, I mean I like that.
Yeah, okay, okay.
It's like
I
none of
wasn't
them
sure
are
if you
like
were framing it as a
one
complaint
of them
or a
can't
good
like
thing.
read minds or do anything. Like Rocky is really smart and can pick up on like certain things like that, and like I think Gina's good at social cues. I forget.
It's
But
something like there's some stuff like that,
but
but
none of them
it's
have like
nothing super
actual
crazy.
magic
Yeah,
abilities. It's just like they're just
Yeah.
people that are here, and they also
yeah.
like
I will
they have
say,
support for
like,
their species.
this is
But
not strictly a death game anime, but a thing that death game anime often fall into is making the characters like so exaggerated that it's hard to care about any of them, and this doesn't do that, which is a
yeah,
good thing,
Yeah.
I think. Either
Also,
exaggerated in personality or power level or both.
yeah,
It's it becomes a little difficult to care when somebody gets voted off the island, so to speak.
I also just think the bigger your ensemble cast, the more easier it is for individuals to get lost in the weeds, which is why so many of the characters having distinct narrative roles helps the show remain
yeah. I
interesting.
think
And
Genosha
why
does
our
it.
exceptions are the characters that tend not to get to do as much.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Genosha obviously succeeds in that way because they don't have every character in every episode.
Yeah.
yeah,
You'll have time loops where people or loops where people just aren't there at all. So then you get focus on other ones.
yeah. No, that's completely fair. We should talk about the last two characters that we've got here.
Yeah.
Xiaoming
Yeah.
is a dickhead.
Shaman.
Shaming is okay. Shaming is an asshole and a bastard sometimes, but
Yes.
I think he's kind of a bro. He is
Okay, I
like,
wouldn't go that far. I was gonna say, I think
he is
he's a good character and serves an important purpose to the series. Bro is maybe a little
he
far, but
is to Yuri what I associate like Chinatsu with Mikey in Tokyo Avengers.
no
He is like
knowledge of that series. That means nothing to me. I'm sorry.
I know he's
Put it
basically
in Dragon Ball terms.
yeah I don't know.
The Piccolo to Yuri's Goku?
That's
Yo.
why isn't that more like mentor? But
Piccolo never mentored Goku.
okay,
No.
fair enough
Sorry.
then. Good enough. I don't know, I think Sha Ming does a really good job at like being there for Yuri without knowing what the fuck's going on ever. Because Sha Ming is not a very smart character, but he's
Oh.
also a very street smart character.
Oh.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the field and he knows how to play with other people, but he's not intelligent.
Yeah.
And
He
I
is.
think
I think the polite way to put it is that he has a decent social intelligence, but not like intellectual intelligence. Which this is a funny thing to say about a character who's like, "Hey, baby, I don't care if you're non-binary. Let's get it on." It's like, all right, man.
And I also mentioned that Gina's the only character we've ever seen like feel bad about being a GNOSIA, but Sha Ming, when he's a GNOSIA, refuses to leave his room.
Yeah,
and is like,
no,
just vote no. Like,
if I can give the character any credit as like a principled person, which is a silly thing to say, but you know what I mean. Clearly somebody that values like individual freedoms a lot, and that's something. I do think he's just kind of a dickhead, though. But he's a good character. I would say like B or maybe even A, honestly.
I would put him in A personally. He's my favorite side male character in the show.
I mean, but that's fair.
I think Sha Ming also has the benefit of being one of the 2 characters we get to see as a GNOSIA other than Yuri, like in detail.
Yeah.
And we get to explore the way he thinks when he's choosing who to kill and everything.
You know what?
Sha Ming is also like the latest introduced character whose introduction is also like a proper focus episode.
Fair.
Because like I think Otome shows up at a similar time. We never really get that much Otome focus.
Otome shows up. They take the elevator, and then they find out that Sha Ming's like trapped in the room.
Yeah. Whereas when Sha Ming joins the narrative, Sha Ming is like, yeah, here's an episode to this character.
Here's the thing.
I will
say.
By the way, I'm saying A, so majority.
I would say A.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I would maybe go a little lower, but that's okay. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh no. Nah, it's just completely gone out of my head.
Fair. I think he's a bit of a dickhead.
Oh, absolutely.
But narratively, like
yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like we're not ranking these characters on who we'd want to hang out with, right? Like.
Oh yeah, Jesus, fucking.
You know.
I think you can be an asshole and be a good character.
I don't think I could be around Rakio. I think they would find like unique ways to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, you think you like yourself? Rakio's not gonna let that happen.
You'd walk into the room and immediately like be shut down on the spot. Oh, Yuriko.
Yeah, you get what are those? Yeah, no. Yuriko is one of my favorite characters in the series.
Yuriko, yes, is my like. I think the fucking go to the GNOSIA cast only has Yuri, Setsu, Rakio, SQ, and Gina as main characters, and the rest are supporting. So I did put Yuriko as my favorite supporting female of the season last season. I really like her, but I ignore everything I said a few minutes ago about how no one has like special powers, or like this like.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, well, Yuriko kind of does.
Yeah, I was building up towards this. Yuriko just has like a connection to God. She can just send you to God.
Yeah.
I love Gnosticism.
Yeah, that's what that is. Good job, Josh. You figured it out.
Hi, Jane.
You did it.
Off. Owned.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was laughing at your joke. You fucking joker.
What is her church called again?
I can't remember.
Fuck if I remember.
Her planets, pretty much.
It's like the something fleet, I think.
Yeah, but Yuriko...
Somebody look it up. you two both have hands. Come on, look it up.
What if I don't?
Yuriko has the benefit of being like introduced fairly early on and being just really strong the whole time, even though we get no focus on her at all. She is constantly pushing the trial forward and like pointing out what to do next, which I appreciate in a game like this. She's basically, to put it in terms I understand the best, she's basically the Kyoko or the Chiaki to GNOSIA, in terms of Danganronpa equivalents. She is
fucking bastard Yuriko fandom wiki literally doesn't even tell me what the faction is.
Yeah, it's not on the end of this either.
Oh,
Evil.
Shrine Dwindle.
Hoshibune.
There you go.
Hoshibune.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, all of that is true. I also just think she's like the coolest character in the series.
Yeah, I love a mysterious
Something
just, like,
something.
woman.
The like again the clip of Shigemishi being like talk about aura farming. He kind of had her number
Yeah,
there. I'm sorry.
it's real. She aura farms the whole show.
The fucking holographic fan, like, come on,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
mess with that. The
Before
interesting,
the game came out,
yeah.
what? No, I'm not that OG a fan. Before the anime came out, I had already decided Yuriko was my favorite character, because Aoyuki.
Fair.
So you know,
What it
Yeah.
in a
that's just
very
how
good performance from
it
her. I mean, not that that's surprising.
Oh,
Almost all of Aoi Yuki's roles are great, but
yeah, no, she probably cooks here. Aoyuki doesn't do her deep register very often, but my god, is she good at it?
yeah.
Yeah, no,
In
Yuriko's interesting.
the game,
More
Yuriko
yeah.
in the game, Yuriko has like a bit more explicit demonstrations of like I guess her like powers, whatever they are. Because she actually, I don't know if people who haven't played it know this. GNOSIA has like a stat system, like
Oh,
you like level up and stuff. And
Skill tree.
yeah, well, there's kind of a skill tree. It's the skills are like automatically gated by certain stat thresholds, so it's like a thing.
Okay.
And Yuriko can respec your character. And this is like framed as her like reaching into your mind and like doing some weird shit with your brain, which is pretty cool. This is, I think, because there's in the second to last episode, there's that montage where we see like really brief snippets of like many other loops. I believe that is what that clip of Rockio freaking out about is about. Because if I'm remembering right, in the game, he like they like pick up on you having been messed with by Yuriko if you do that. I believe that's what that's about. If anybody was curious, I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
I
fair.
see.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Yuriko's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's
I think
interesting.
Yuriko has such a good presence in the field. Like,
Yeah.
she always makes a statement when she's there.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Also,
one of the most like
yeah,
narrative tools of a character. She's definitely there more for like exposition, lore, world building than like an individual behind that. But it works. It cooks really hard,
mm-hmm.
and it also makes the moments where we do get Yuriko the person feel more potent. This is a completely different type of scene than most of what the show is operating on. But when she wears her goofy dress at the party,
Yeah.
peak. I mean, like Jesus.
Awesome. That is like, I think that's one of the very few times she ever even talks to SQ.
Yeah.
And she's wearing this like goofy yellow dress with like a pair of fuzzy pom poms. And she just goes, "Is this not a costume party? You piece of trash! You've deceived me."
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I just love the monotonous
then,
delivery.
As an exposition machine, she goes crazy at it. She's
Yeah,
also the other like.
Makes sense.
The show makes a point to focus on. There are a couple characters that in any given loop are just obstacles for the werewolf game. It doesn't matter whether they're like good or bad; they are scary. And Rakio and Yuriko are they're the leading charge. They're the ones that Yuri's like, yeah, fuck,
Very,
to deal with.
very true to the game. In the case of Yuriko, Rakio is actually pretty easy to overcome in the game because nobody likes them. So it's pretty easy to just kind of throw them under the bus. If Yuriko gets on your case, you're kind of just fucked for that loop. That is game accurate.
That rules.
Because tying into the whole thing of like, yeah, the game has stats. The characters also all have stats, and Yuriko is like, but just like tons of everything. Yeah, it's a problem.
Also, I like a fucking the loop where Yuriko is on guard duty, and freezes herself because fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, freeze
What
me.
the hell?
So, you can figure out what the fuck you're doing wrong.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yuriko is never like afraid of death either. She never cracks. A lot of characters like Yuriko will have these scenes where they break under the pressure.
Mhm.
But Yuriko's like, yeah, I mean, listen, Yuri, you have to like win tonight, otherwise I die tomorrow and you lose our bet. So,
Yeah.
I really like that, by the way, because that was probably Yuri's like best played game.
Mhm.
Because they really had to focus on how to keep both them and Yuriko alive.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's good fun.
it is.
I like this tier list. I think this is a good one.
Yeah, I think there's a couple shiftings around I would do, but not many. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
That's what happens when 3 people make a tier list instead
Yeah.
of just one of them.
Yeah.
Good characters across the board. We forgot to mention it. I like when Yuri trips Rakio up.
that shit was
Mean
hilarious.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Why did you do that to them, you dick? That was so rude.
Uncalled
definitely
for.
deserved
You and
it.
Gina just kind of stare at it too. They're like, huh? I'll
Yeah,
let you
no,
guys.
good show. Fun cast.
I'll let you guys.
If we're
outro
ordering the
this
tiers,
on
I
your
like
own.
Rakio the most, then Yuriko, then Yuri.
I'm gonna run. You two can outro this on your own. But
Okay.
thanks
Bye,
for having me
Wolfie.
for this tier list video. Normally I'm not in these, so.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Farewell.
Bye, Wolfie.
I mean, we don't have a ton
there's
more to
nothing else
say. I
do but
don't
end
think.
the
Yeah.
episode.
Yep.
Subscriber will make Shigemitsu's ass even fatter.
Subscriber Rockio will fuck your dad.
I'm unsubscribing.